There must be, yeah, there must be a way to like, they would have had to remove them from the consciousness from the bodies of the previous people, right, that were sick. So maybe we can still use whatever they use there to...
You have to hear me out, Captain.
Remove the Takans back into those crystals.
I lost my eyes because of you. I committed mutiny for you. But if you bring those things on board, I'll have no choice but to resign.
If they're taken to the Aphelion, they will be forced into new bodies, brought back to life in a way they never asked for.
They're not living beings, but they're still dangerous. And if you don't make decisions to protect us, we're gonna end up like Solano. You, me, the entire crew. We're all next.
Oh, there's other solutions though, I think, right?
2 minutes and counting. It's headed straight toward the vault. The Aphelion is coming into view now, Captain.
On screen.
Oh, no. I don't know what to do. We're just gonna destroy them? That's what Bedrosian wants us to do.
Arrival at the second vault in less than a minute.
I would remind you, those life forms are Takon, not science, Takon. They're not your enemy.
Right or wrong, history will judge you for this moment.
Oh, good God. We can't just destroy them all. That's... To me, that's like freaking...
Transport the storage crystals aboard the rest.
That's like genocide. We'll find a way.
Did I hear that right?
That's an order.
We'll find another way. This is what Star Trek's all about. Finding a way out of impossible situations, right? Isn't that what the Kobayashi Maru is?
On board in our cargo bay.
A no-win situation?
I won't forget this.
I hope you realize what you've done. We don't need another captain who's gonna risk our lives just to feed their ego.
Yeah.
This
That's the other
ship
part,
and
is...
this crew come first.
Lieutenant.
She has to hear it.
This isn't about me. It's our duty as Starfleet officers to protect life, wherever and however we find it. And I couldn't let them fall into Galvin and Sidron's hands.
That's why we're part of the Federation.
I had to do it this way.
And to think, I used to look up to you.
Well, too bad you can't look up at us
The Aphelion
anymore.
is targeting us.
I mean,
Approaching
oh
rapidly.
God, that's so bad. That's so bad that I even thought of that comeback.
That bioforming ray, and it's over. Maximum warp. Get us out of here.
Where, Captain?
I
Anywhere but
apologize.
here.
I
Now.
sincerely, that was so bad. I think we made the right choice. I'm happy with our choice. Homecoming. Hell yeah! Still Miranda to get back, right?
Thank you. I'm not sure one of my kind would have done for you what you did for me. I did not expect a show of mercy. I hoped, but you could have just as easily left me to my fate.
That's what we do. We do what's right.
I didn't do it for you. I did it because it was the right thing to do.
I don't understand it, but I'm glad you did.
Now that we're safe on your ship, I think you were right to bring her. Things seem a little different now than they did in the heat of battle. There's more than one way to deal with messy situations.
You're not mad that I didn't release Ataska from her situation?
After all the trials we'd survived, maybe there's more room to hope for Ataska than I thought.
Damn right.
No surprises here. But your shoulder's separated. If you come with me to sickbay, we can get you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I'll find you afterwards.
You two, check in at your stations. This thing isn't over yet.
Lydian refugee.
Tell me, did any crew from the Zeldi survive?
Well, since the Lydian ships have no escape pods, I think it was just us.
I see. I thought so.
Oh, man.
I had a partner on board. After this mission, she and I were meant to... Doesn't matter. All that matters now is making the Takan pay for what they've done.
We'll stop them. I promise.
How about build ships with escape pods? Next time. Lesson learned, eh?
She was a good little escape pod. Not that I want another ride like that anytime soon.
I shall name the escape pod Carl. Crewman.
You're really making us proud out there, Diaz. The lower decks don't get a lot of glory.
Well, I'm just getting started.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty amazing, eh? Done an awesome job.
Hey, Diaz.
Yeah?
Did you see our people over there? Miranda?
Kapoor, Hauser.
We saw Miranda and Kapoor, but
Oh,
they're bioform.
this Hauser
As far
got
as I
shot?
know, there's no way to undo it.
That means they're not our friends anymore.
If they attack us,
We'll have to stop them. No matter what it takes.
Yeah. I guess we have to be ready for that.
We might have to put herself into that frame of mind also. With Miranda, might have to get over his feelings for her.
I can't believe it, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing Chovak. Not that I'd expect this kind of welcome from him, but I can just imagine the look on his face.
Come on, he's got to give us some credit for all we've done.
We'll see. Then again, if he doesn't, that's just Chovak being Chovak.
I can't believe it! You evaded the Takan, ejected their warp cores, and lived to talk about it!
That about sums it up.
They're gonna be teaching this at the Academy for years to come. I mean it. Everybody's gonna learn how you pulled it off.
When they do, make sure they get my name right. D-I-A-Z. Diaz. Edsalars too.
I'm sure no one will forget. I heard about Belle.
Oh, it was Belle that got shot, right?
Miranda?
As far as we know, she's still out there.
Well, I know Captain Rydek will do her best to get her back.
Hold on. Rydek? What about Captain Solano?
He was turned into a Takan. Rydek had to take over. She's a hell of an officer, but none of us have been up against anything like this. No one has. Not in 500,000 years.
We'll just have to step up and work that much harder to help Captain Rydek.
It's gonna take all of us.
Talk to you later.
It is agreeable to see you again.
Is that so?
It was by no means a certainty that you would return to duty here.
No, it was not.
But it was my sincere hope you would.
I thought he was with Spock, but maybe, was he always part of the crew? Now I forget.
It is agreeable to see you as well, sir.
I concur.
You should know your absence has left engineering terribly short-handed. During your sojourn, this department has fallen unacceptably behind schedule on both regular and irregular duties.
There's been a whole lot of irregularity going around.
I am stating facts, not looking for excuses.
I gotta admit, it's a little flattering that this place went to hell so fast without me. So, I'll take that as a compliment.
I believe factors other than your absence were also to blame.
Just can't get through to him, eh?
Normally, I would assign you to one of the many pressing repair tasks. But, given your experience on board the Zeldy, I have suggested you join the senior staff briefing as we determine our next course of action.
Maybe because
commence your maintenance shift afterwards.
he's Vulcan, it's just always gray. Although with Spock, we got a lot of green, right? Crosstalk, but he's half, isn't he part human? Is he half human? Yeah, he is, right?
I tended to an Ilidian earlier. Major Starlet Arminta.
Ah, yes. I met him at the negotiations.
I never would have imagined I'd be here, on the same ship, working together with our oppressors. But now that I am, I can imagine a future where the Hotari and Ilidians are no longer enemies. I'd always hoped for peace, but it seems so far away. There's still a lot of bad blood. Maybe too much.
Well, if there's any way I can help, let me know.
I'll take you up on that. It's good to have the support of a Starfleet captain, I'm sure.
It's coming along nicely. Thank you, Tylus. I'll take it from here. We're almost done.
I have to brief Ambassador Spock in a few minutes.
Ambassador Spock can wait. You have some fences to mend. Personally, I'm against the needless destruction of innocent life forms, so I'm glad you transported the Draconian crystals onto the ship. But Lieutenant Bedrosian obviously feels otherwise. And right now, you need the full support of your base.
Yeah.
Being an effective leader requires trust, but an issue as divisive as this can create discord.
I still need and value contrary opinions. I don't want everyone agreeing with me when they feel otherwise.
Oh, you'll know when Lieutenant Bedrosian doesn't agree with something. She's not shy about making her opinion known. It's been a chaotic last few days for everyone. You need to name a new first officer in preparation for what's coming. You'll have to work to regain Lieutenant Bedrosian's trust, but if she's removed from consideration, it comes down to Westbrook or Ermot. Obviously, there are pros and cons with each, but ultimately, the decision is yours. Commander Westbrook has seniority and was hoping to be Captain Solano's first officer.
Huh.
Ermot has the knowledge and experience that makes him more than qualified. You really couldn't go wrong with either of them.
To be honest, Lieutenant Bedrosian feels like the perfect fit for the position.
I would otherwise agree. But given what happened, that'll take some work on your part. You're as good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Duvall.
Always nice to have a captive audience. You really shouldn't keep Ambassador Spock waiting.
I'm really liking the ebbs and flows of the tension, too. Like, now we have a lot of character moments.
I'll meet you inside.
After the intensity?
I'm here to officially tender my resignation from the crew of the USS Resolute.
Oh.
I cannot in good conscience continue to serve aboard this ship. Not while the interests of the enemy take precedent over the safety of the crew.
You gotta convince her.
Lieutenant, we both know how much we need your help and expertise for the coming conflict. I have no one to replace you.
I understand, Captain. And I apologize. But my heart is not in it any longer. And to stay would be a disservice to us both.
My door is always open if you change your mind.
I appreciate that.
Oh no. That's a huge blow. We didn't get her on our side.
Spock via subspace shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Armand.
I'll notify Lieutenant Bedrosian we're about to begin.
That won't be necessary.
Oh man. Okay. I thought I'd get a chance to convince her. Maybe I should have just denied it. But maybe it's just... Says Lieutenant Bedrosian felt conflicted after Jar's efforts to be conciliatory when she suddenly tendered her resignation back aboard the Resolute. Felt conflicted. Whew. Captain Solano took Jar's actions as mutinous when she confronted him on the bridge and asked him to submit to a bioscan. Westbrook and Ermont hate us. Okay. Maybe hate's a strong word. Commander Westbrook was stunned after Jara chose not to confide in him before confronting Captain Solano on the bridge. Then Ermont was deeply disappointed when Jara chose not to confide her suspicions about Captain Solano being her. I think I've made my choice. I think I've made my choice. I don't know. I don't know if I'm happy. Tireless! There we go. Done.
Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar have first-hand experience with our adversaries. I thought it advantageous for them to join this briefing. I understand this is unusual, but I trust you have no objections?
Talk about moving up in the world. Not that I'm surprised in the least.
Excellent idea, Mr. Chovak. They deserve to be here.
In all seriousness, what Diaz and Edsalar accomplished aboard the Zeldi is nothing short of remarkable. They're both to be commended, not only for surviving against incredible odds, but for helping our efforts against these scions.
You know, Carter deserves most of the credit. None of us would have made it without his help. We'd all be bioformed by this point.
Well, I could say the same thing about Edsalar here. She deserves as much of the credit as I do.
It's like a mutual admiration society.
Ambassador Spock is ready for you.
Put him through.
Captain Rydek, your recent change in station certainly warrants mention, and I trust you to faithfully execute your expanded duties. Right now, we must keep our attention on the clear and present danger that lies ahead, the Takan and their warship. The closest populations are the Hotari and Elydian systems, and they are likely the first targets for mass bioforming. After that lies Federation space. I have advised Starfleet Command to send an impromptu battle group to intercept and assist you, but that will take time. You are our first line of defense.
Need to buy that time.
And with our shield algorithms compromised, we are at a great disadvantage. Of course, you know that as well as I do.
I'm glad to hear the battle group is en route, Ambassador. With what we're up against, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
And you will have it. Remember, our strength is drawn from our ability to work together towards a common goal.
That's true. That's another aspect of the Federation,
right? Have we made any progress in finding a way to defend ourselves from the Aphilion's bioforming weapon?
Currently, our shields will not protect us, but I am compiling all of the information the away team gathered on the Zeldi and cross-referencing it against our own as well as Portal 6-3's methods.
The away team is sitting right here. They survived without getting bioformed, so we know it's possible. So, what's the secret? How do we defend ourselves? Is there a weakness we can exploit? Something we can do to avoid getting bioformed?
I wish I could tell you the solution, but the truth is, there is no easy answer. There's no defense against bioforming. one-on-one or on a mass scale. At least, not that I know of.
May not be able to stop it, but it might be possible to slow it down. It's too soon to say for sure, but we've had some promising indications that Duridium can delay the bioforming process.
Oh.
Duridium?
It's not a cure. It's not going to bring anyone back we've already lost. But Duridium is a cell stabilizer, so it has the potential to slow down the onset of physical and mental changes, if not entirely prevent.
And that's what we have to take, right?
And we might be the only ship in the fleet with this much Duridium on hand. In fact, a lot of ships wouldn't have any.
I'll forego the rest of my treatments, if it means the crew will be safe.
Captain, you'd die.
That's an honorable intention, but it's not that simple. It requires a much larger dose to be effective. We don't have enough Duridium on board to protect the whole crew. We barely have enough to protect everyone in this room.
Sounds like it won't do us much good then.
The use case I'd suggest is that it could buy a little time for an officer or a small group to complete a task or mission. But it has to be taken at the moment of exposure to the bioforming mechanism.
So we
prepare a delivery method for this remedy.
That raises the question. What is the mission?
We could get aboard the ship.
Assuming
somehow.
the Aphelion uses shields of some kind, I don't expect it will be easy to bypass their defenses.
Get captured, maybe, intentionally?
We may not be able to block the Aphelions' attack either. But if they do strike, we know their weapon uses transporter technology. We might be able to backtrack their signal path.
Like we did to evacuate Captain Rydek from Tau.
Exactly. We could send an away team onto the Aphelion.
So we could destroy it from the inside.
I'm not exactly sure how, but that's the idea.
I think Portal could still help us. If he can't get a first-hand look at the Aphelion, he might be able to identify a weakness.
After sparing the remnants of his civilization, I should hope he'd help us.
He will.
We'll need to prepare a boarding party, if it comes to that.
Petty Officers Edsalar and Diaz are the logical choices to lead any away mission to the Aphelion. They have already crippled one enemy ship. If anyone can do so again, it is them.
This isn't like the engineering mission that took you to the Zeldi. Do you really have some special insights that a tactical team wouldn't?
Doesn't the fact that we're here speak for itself?
Just surviving won't be enough this time.
I don't know what to say to that.
Sabotage is kind of becoming our specialty. We'll find a way to get the job done.
Well, he certainly has the swagger for it.
If this is the necessary course of action, I support it.
Oh, it's a tough choice
With
for
the
first
help of
officer.
Portal, he should be part of the away team.
I will compile all the latest data on the tricorders, just in case.
In the meantime, I want you working on ways we can combat the Takan tech. Shields, weapons, anything we can use.
Yes, Captain.
Anything else, Ambassador?
I know this matter is in capable hands. Hold the line as best you can. Help is on the way.
Thank you.
We have to buy time. This is it. The final confrontation. It's time to fight!
We're at our best when our backs are against the wall. Now's our time to show what we're made of. Thank you, Petty Officers Diaz and Edsalar. You're dismissed.
Wait, we're fired? I thought we were on the way team.
Of senior staff, there is a procedural element we need to take care of. The Resolute command codes must be transferred to Captain Rydek for control of the ship.
Of course.
It's Captain Jara.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Jara Rydek. Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Voice authorization Duval. Beta 2 Yankee.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Awaiting your authorization, Captain.
Oh. Well, we chose Bravo maneuver, right? Bravo. This is a really important decision. Bravo 7. 7 8 whiskey.
Voice authorization. Rydek. Bravo 7 whiskey.
Captain's
Whiskey.
codes transferred. The updated command structure is incomplete. Please designate a new first officer.
Who is the new first officer?
Okay. Let me double check again here. Can I still name Bedrosian? What about Dr. Duval? Wouldn't she be the best choice? Or how about Portal 6-3? Let's bring Riker over. Chobak? Lieutenant Commander Chobak did not approve of Jara's unwillingness to follow protocol when she defied Captain Solano's orders to blow the bolts from the docking clip. Oh, okay. Let's bring Sidron over here. Ermot's so like milquetoast. Westbrook though, he was like really arrogant. But do you want a first officer to be arrogant?
Please designate a new first officer.
I have to choose between the two of them, or can I choose anyone? Okay. Oof. I'm not moving. I didn't move that.
Please designate a new first officer.
It just moves to him, like, on its own? I'm actually not moving it. Do I have controller drift? Maybe. You know, I was gonna go with one initially, but I think after what we just witnessed,
It is an honor and a pleasure to name Commander Westbrook. as
Ermot was
new
gonna be my
first
choice
officer.
from that
Thank
I
you,
decided before, but
You made the right choice.
Congratulations, Commander. It's long overdue.
I know we've had our differences, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
Computer, Commander Westbrook is the new
I feel like
first
he's
officer
gonna
of
be the one that's
USS
gonna tell us when we're
Awaiting
wrong
voice authorization.
over the other guy.
Voice authorization.
The other guy is more of a, feels more
Alpha
like,
7 Tango.
I don't know, feels more like
Authorization is now complete.
less passionate.
Now, if
Maybe
you'll
that's part
excuse me,
just the way he
there's
is,
work to
but
be done.
Nicely done. I think that went well.
Captain, could I have a word with you?
Give me a minute.
Look, I respect your decision, Captain. Commander Westbrook has seniority,
And
I
seniority,
can understand why you might have felt pressure to promote him. But what I can't understand is why you would choose someone so clearly unsuited for the position. It's the very reason why Captain Solano chose you over him. Because he knew Westbrook as first officer would be disastrous.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good point too.
I know you're disappointed.
But he also didn't
I
choose
trust his
him.
experience, and I need to rely on him now more than ever.
But that's just it. We can't afford to make any mistakes. And that's my concern with Commander Westbrook. Maybe I've had it wrong this whole time. But I thought we've had an excellent working relationship almost from the moment you first arrived. Of course, I was insulted when you didn't trust me with the information about Captain Solano being compromised, but I've always supported you, which is certainly more than you can say about Westbrook. He was always against you, especially with regard to Captain Solano. But I guess loyalty counts for nothing with you.
Look, I'll be honest. I can't do this without your help. You're one of the best officers we've got, and I need you by my side. Otherwise, we don't have a chance against Galvin. It's as simple as that.
And I'll be there when you need me. Just like I always have.
That was pretty much like an impossible choice. I actually would rather have not picked either of them, I think. But they would both do a good job at the same time.